Hi duckies. Ooh. Another video because I am loving the selfie stick, and it's not even extended outwards. It's just nice close-up shot like that, and a nice close-up shot. Hello, look at me looking away from you. I've got to look at you. Where you're over there. Hello, and this nice panoramic view and everything. And look, there's my lounge. There's my lounge. There's my sofa. Where's my sofa? There's my sofa. And there's Bagpuss in the corner. You can't see Jess though. No Jess. She's asleep in the other room. How are you? I thought I'd do another video because, as I say, I'm loving this selfie stick. And I did do a video earlier whilst I was sat here, but I was in darkness and it looked a bit weird. So I went into the kitchen and I got that lamp out, if you can see it. Where is it? You can just see the light there. And I think you'll find the effect is quite a softening, but not too, let's just put you over there, but not too intrusive. So part of me is in darkness, but you can still quite clearly see me. I am here. Hello. And I wanted to take an opportunity to talk about Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sports, John Whittingdale's report into the white paper into the BBC, the future of the BBC. Everybody was terrified that it was going to be a disastrous white paper and the Tory government was going to take their revenge on the Tory hating BBC as they've always seen it. They've always seen the BBC as Tory hating, basically, but they're supposed to be impartial, but people would question the BBC's news and current affairs as it presently stands. But we're not here to talk about BBC news and current affairs currently. We're here to talk about it wasn't as gutting as it was thought it was going to be. The report basically said they can have the license fee and it'll go up with inflation until 2011. Not 2011, what am I talking about? 2021, 22, I think it was, 2021. So the next 11 years or so. Yeah, they've got the license for 11 years, not 2021. Ignore me, I'm just gibbering on about rubbish. So they've got it for the next 11 years. The other thing, so you will have to pay your license fee in line with inflation. Every year it'll go up for the next 11 years. So we've still got the license fee. The other thing, for cord cutters like me and some of my friends out there, we're going to have to pay a license fee if we watch BBC content, so iPlayer. So if you don't watch iPlayer, it looks like you're going to have to try and justify that you don't have iPlayer to not have to pay a license fee. But as everybody says, it's difficult to see how they're going to get people with laptops. I mean, what does it mean? Every time you buy a laptop, it's the same as when you buy a TV now. You get questioned whether you've got a television license to have the television in the first place. So you get a laptop and it's the same thing. You get questioned whether you have a license for the laptop to watch TV content on it. That's going to be a nightmare. But if you watch iPlayer, you need a license. I think that's the way it goes, and that's fair enough. You can't really get around it. I do watch a bit of iPlayer. I should really have a license. I'm a cord cutter. I will be getting a license very shortly, seeing as this is the new situation. I won't be able to argue against it. Fair enough. I don't mind. I like BBC content. I did used to pay a license fee. Going back to paying a license fee is not going to bother me too much. It's just another form of license fee. But they didn't gut the BBC, which is what a lot of people feared they were going to do. They feared the BBC would take revenge. The BBC would have revenge dealt upon it by the Tory government, and they would be gutted, and people from different institutions of independent television would be brought in to take charge. Now, there have been some changes. Ofcom is now the regulator of the BBC, so everything will go through Ofcom. That's the same for other broadcasters as well, but it'll be interesting to see how that's regulated. So the BBC, I think it's the BBC Board of Trustees or something is going. I think that's one thing. But as I say, they didn't gut it out. That was the fear, they were going to gut the BBC. Stop them from broadcasting entertaining programming, so you wouldn't get things like Bake Off or Strictly Come Dancing celebrity doodah, what's it, whatever. So you wouldn't get programs like that. So really, at the end of the day, when it was released, it was sort of like a damp squib, in the sense that everybody prepared themselves for disastrous news about the hollowing out of the BBC. But at the end of the day, it wasn't too bad. So there wasn't really much news to talk about, other than the BBC, for whatever you think about it, is not going to go the way of the dinosaur and become an extinct beast as a public sector broadcaster as it once was. It still will continue to go on that way, which is a good thing, because the BBC does do some good things, even if people like me have a bitch about their news and current affairs, which can be a bit corporate and a bit propagandic and a bit nannying and a bit douching. But that's the news and current affairs. That's not the whole platform, Brew. I like Mock the Week. Mock the Week is good. I find it funny. And some of their documentaries are quite good. I don't tend to watch the dramas, but then I don't tend to watch I don't tend to watch dramas. I don't know why. I just don't. So yeah, it wasn't as bad as everybody thought it was going to be, which was not too bad, which was quite a good thing. So yeah, I just wanted to take the opportunity to talk about that. I managed to get into town today, which was good. I managed to get something to eat. I was thinking I should do these more of a journal, as a diary of what I get up to, because I do a lot. And the other thing, I've noticed that on YouTube, how can I put this? On YouTube, a lot of people reach out, and so when you do trans stuff, or you do stuff on mental health, people out there engage with you to understand how you deal with those things. Now, a lot of people might think, oh, she's on the internet, does she make any money from this? Well, no, not really. I do my Fresh Brew podcast, which is freshbrew.co.uk, and we're up to episode 80 at the moment. Labour, anti-Semitism, LGBT news, and Matt talks about in tech news. What does Matt talk about in tech news? He talks about WhatsApp and Bitcoin, and there's loads more on there. I can't remember. That's basically the tweet I sent out the other day. But yeah, so I do my podcast every 2 weeks, and I do these videos, and I tweet every now and again at Lenny Auckland on Twitter. I'm on Tumblr, but I can't remember what my handle is on Tumblr, because I use Tumblr as my additional website page for Fresh Brew. But I don't get paid for any of these things. I do them because I see them as part of my therapy. I'm not going to go into too much detail about my personal struggles with mental health issues and the things I've gone through in the past and the things that I've dealt with and the things I currently dealt with, because it's not just an injection to suppress the testosterone in me, the testosterone blocker I take every 12 weeks. I don't just receive that. It's not just the only injection I receive. I also receive a depot. And the depot that I receive every 2 weeks is to help suppress the hallucinations I have. And the hallucinations I have are audio and visual, but they're mainly audio. Now, they don't tend to be anything nasty. I don't hear people saying, burn them, kill them. I don't hear nasty voices like that, horrible voices like that. I tend to hear familiar voices to me, music that's not really there, disjointed stuff is weird. I won't go into too much detail, but I also receive an injection for that, and I've noticed that I want to talk about that, because that's another side of me that no one really knows about. So you also, those of you who follow me or are my friends who follow me on Instagram or Twitter, or my family, you don't really know anything much about my mental health issues. I try to keep those as quiet to me as possible, because I don't like to bang on about them. But I suppose I should open up a bit more to help you understand and let other people engage with these vlogs, so maybe they can understand more and they can understand how I deal with my problems. But that's what I use this social media and all the rest of it for. I ignore trolls. I don't get many trolls, but I ignore them. And I use the YouTube channel, that what I'm doing now, and I do the freshbrew.co.uk podcast as a means of therapy, as a means of getting out there and expressing myself and talking about the things that interest me and the things I find fascinating. But recently the things that I have found fascinating are my friends, and the things I do with my friends, and the social life I lead, which is really, it's amazing how it has picked up. It's amazing how it is. It's just amazing. Since I transitioned the second time, it's so much better than it was the first time I transitioned. I found friends. When I first transitioned, I wanted to find friends who I could, people, or other trans people who I could empathise with, talk to, become their friends, and have dealings with. But the first time it happened, that wasn't really open. I went to Chrysalis, the support group I've attended, and I went to the first three ever meetings of that support group back in the mid-noughties, and it was a social group, but you didn't really make contact outside of the group. And then I detransitioned and lost contact, and it all went a bit crazy. And yeah, I might talk about my detransition period when I blew up like a balloon. But the second time around, when I realised that I needed to do this, and I transitioned this second time, I've got such great friends. I have some amazing friends, some loyal, brilliant, amazing friends, and they have improved my life immensely. And my psychiatrist knew that if I went on to the hormones and transitioned properly the second time, it would improve my mental health, and he was right. But what increased the benefits of my mental health with the friends that I have got this second time around, this second chance at rediscovering myself and getting a new life, as it were, and being me, finally being the person that I've always wanted to be. And I've got some amazing friends helping me through this, and have joined me on the journey, and I am so immensely grateful. But they don't know much about me in the sense of what my mental health is. They know when my anxiety is playing up, because the visual effects of my anxiety playing up is me constantly dabbing my top lip. But I have to explain that, because people will think, well, why does she keep doing that? So I just say, oh, it's my anxiety. I'm quite open about that. You have to be when you're sweating in the middle of a shop with the air conditioning on, and so yes, I'm quite open about that around my friends, and they're quite accepting. And we all have our individual problems. Some of them also have mental health problems as well. But we've all banded together, and I think we've become a very good, close-knit group of friends, and we're all supporting each other. And this second time around of transitioning has been absolutely amazing, and it has improved my mental health the world over. Now, there are still things I cannot do, and my learning difficulty that I have, my severe dyslexia, still holds me back educationally immensely. And there are some days when I just can't face the world. I can't get out the flat. But they're becoming less and less, and I'm beginning to really embrace things and embrace everything around me. And some of that is due to the contact I have with my friends. So if you are one of my friends, you know who you are if you're watching this. I want to thank you. I want to seriously thank you for being there and for being my friend, because it has improved my mental health the world over. And I've discovered some great people out there, and you guys are just amazing. So thanks. So that's less about me, in the sense that what I want to do is I should talk more about my mental health and how it affects me day to day. And if I'm going to do a diary, a journal of what's going on in my life, what I do that the particular day I pick the selfie stick up and record, or stuff like that, or what takes me, or if I'll fancy a rant, if I want to rant about something and the mood takes me. I'll tell you something that I have noticed. I'll share this with you. The last video I posted up about me with a selfie stick, it's only about 1.5 minutes long, as you guys will know. Before that, I posted a video up about my support of the NHS strikes. The selfie stick video has had more views than the NHS strikes ones has. I don't know what that says about what people like to watch on YouTube and what takes people's interest, but it is interesting to see that a short video about me mucking about with a selfie stick has more views than me having a good old political debate. Yes, about the striking junior doctors. Support your junior doctors. I will try and do these more of a journal and express how my mental health affects me. So I will talk about my transition. I will talk about the mental health. They go hand in hand. But I will try to keep it as light as I possibly can, because it can get a bit dark. It can get a bit dark up here. Anybody who's attempted to read my poetry that I wrote at my darkest period will know how dark it can get. But I won't try to be too morbid. I hope not, anyway. So thanks for listening and for watching. I hope you're well, and I will see you soon, duckies. Be safe, and if you're wondering why I'm sat out here, it's because I'm taking in the beautiful, warm evening, nighttime now in the UK, where I am on the 12th of May 2016. It's a beautiful warm evening, and I'm out on the balcony looking over the boatyards, enjoying the heat of the day, of the night even. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon, duckies. Goodbye. Oh, that didn't switch off. Shall I try that again? Oh, goodbye.